I'm recording this on April 29th, 2021, and unfortunately, in a lot of places around the world, we are going back to a more restrictive form of lockdown. We're rolling back from phase 3 to phase 2. That's unfortunate, but one of the most fortunate things that this pandemic and this lockdown has brought to me is that I am single by heart, and I really love being single. The problem is that a lot of times I get judged when I enjoy things that I love doing as a single guy. Not so much recently, but in past years, definitely, for sure. And a lot of times I've made the mistake of trying to conform. And so I'll mingle with people just so that I can be on the right side of things, right? We talk about prejudice and relationship prejudice. There's never a talk about non or solo sexual relationship, right? Not having a partner. There's never equality in that regard. And a lot of times I just want to mingle with people, and sometimes the more you try to mingle with people, let's face it, I'm still human. I still get attracted to others, and sometimes it backfires. I'm going to talk about a few examples. A year ago, at the beginning of the pandemic, I had frantically checked into an Airbnb because I was living out of my car at the time. And I had booked the place for 3 or 4 weeks, maybe. And I was thinking I'll just ride out the quarantine and we'll be right back to normal. Nobody knew this was going to drag on for over a year, right? In fact, I would have called you crazy if you said it was going to drag on for a year at that time. Now, at the end of that stay, I was trying to extend it on Airbnb, but the owner had completely took it off of Airbnb. And so I was looking at my options. Obviously, everybody was locked down. But then I realized that this was a serious emergency because our Governor Inslee, had signed an eviction moratorium, which would have allowed me to renew that lease at the same rate as I paid initially. Now, when I went up to confront, or not confront, but just explain to the landlord my situation, and I didn't tell her about the moratorium when I explained that I'd like to book this place for, I think, another 2 weeks or whatever it was. And see, at the time, we didn't even know it was going to be months, right? 2 more weeks, and she said, okay, it's going to be this amount, and she quoted something that was astronomical, at least 3 times the rate that I had paid earlier. And you see, part of the problem was that I had developed a little bit of a crush on her during the 3 weeks we were together, and I got very I got a conflict in my mind now, right? I don't want to bring out the big guns and all that, and so I sent her an email explaining the situation because I didn't want to get confrontational, and then I just slipped the check, she had her own bedroom, and I slipped it under the door. I sent the email, and I just crossed my fingers that she wouldn't lock the door on me or anything like that. And it was good, but it became a little bit more uncomfortable than it had to be had I not gotten... And then I lost the personal chemistry I had with her anyway, because obviously she wasn't exactly happy with the deal. But so I lost what little personal chemistry I thought I had, and then I made myself uncomfortable when I should have just gone in with a business mentality. That's the kind of problem I run into a lot. I had a dean... I'm an adjunct professor at a university, and I had a dean who didn't exactly, well, we're a very small university, and sometimes people think that, your family, the rules, they can be bent a little bit, especially because most of us are, we're all Asian, right? I think the people I was working with, some of them were Korean, some Chinese. My family's from Taiwan, but it feels very communal, and it's very easy to forget that we live in the United States, right? And so, long story short, I had a dean who thought it was okay to kind of adjust the contract, like midway as I'm teaching through the course, and had I not had that, or had I not thought that I had this personal chemistry with the dean, I might have been a little bit more stood up for myself instead of letting that slide. Anyway, that was 2 years ago, and I'm still working there. Yeah, maybe I could just, I'm still working there, right? Maybe it was a good idea I didn't rock the boat, but I think I caused myself a little bit of conflict by forming a little bit of a personal touch with the dean. So what's the point of this video? I think until you have, if you're going to have a piece of paper, right? Until you have that piece of paper, try to treat people friendly, but try not to be friends with them, right? So only people within your family, or until you have that piece of paper, should you treat them as your friend. Everybody else you can be friendly with, they're not your friends. Thanks for watching.